Hi and welcome to Little Bits Honeybees. I'm the Skinny Bee Man. Today's November 17th. It's cloudy, no wind, about 45 degrees. We've already been down to a low of 4 degrees a couple nights. Winter's pretty much here, I guess. Not much happening in the bee yard. That's why the lack of videos. But at this stage in the game, you should have done all your winter prep. You know, your emergency food on top, your sugar boards, candy boards, whatever you want there. At this time of year, you really ought to get in your hive to be checking around. It cools them off really a lot, and it's hard for them to get the heat back up. You know, you shouldn't have to check for food again until sometime late December or something. Just crack the lid and check, see if you got sugar still on top. Make sure. Shouldn't even be then. Should be up into February before you have to check it, if the hive has got any stores at all when you put them to bed. But the bees are not flying very little. I think they flew yesterday just a little bit. Most of that was cleansing flight. There wasn't no foraging going on. So it's time to put our mouse guards on. And what I use for mouse guards is just 1/2-inch hardware cloth. I know they say a mouse can get through a 1/2 inch, but these are 1/2 inch. That's from center of wire to center of wire. And I've used these for years. I have never had a mouse get in a hive when I do that. I like to cut it where, of course, when you cut it, you're going to have one open end down here of barbs. I like to put them down. And the main reason is it lets the bees easier for them to clean dead bees out. I try to center one hole in front of the opening, or your opening may be bigger. Actually, this is a dead hive. There's nothing in this hive. I would actually open this opening up a little bit more in the winter. I like to have at least an inch and 1/4 opening on a hive, but there's nothing to it. Put 2 staples in it. It's good till spring, and you can pull them out real easy. There's no problem pulling them out. I usually just take my hive tool, kind of hard to do. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera, and take them off. That easy. Just a quick tip, and the mice will get in a hive. If it's warm enough and the bees are active, you don't have to worry about mice. But when it gets cold and the bee gets in a tight cluster, the bees won't defend it. They won't come out of that cluster. They can't move. They're too cold anyway. That mouse will get in there and totally just annihilate a hive. It'll be a dead out in spring. So if you like the videos, hit the subscribe button, the bell next to it to get notified when we put more out. You guys have a great winter.